a well-known fact that real estate in India is undergoing a transformation right now. And a lot of credit for this goes to PropTech startups. Now, not just in terms of wooing the customers or bringing more transparency and making real estate investments more lucrative, but in transforming the way real estate is marketed today. With the right mix of deep tech such as AR, VR, and AI, it's truly transformative how real estate pursues and converts its customers today. And today's guest on our show is one of the first few entrepreneurs who started this change. Kenish, who is the co-founder at PropReturns, is rightly being credited at making commercial real estate investments more democratic and accessible to everyone. Now let's see how this journey has been and how does he see the future of PropTech and real estate marketing evolve in the coming days. Be back with Kenish.
Hi Kenish, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you.
Hi. Thanks, Digvijay. Pleasure to have you.
Yeah. So you have had an amazing journey in real estate, right? You have been both real estate and startups. You have been a part of entrepreneurship cells in Dubai, and now you have been a part of Reflect Realty for some time, and now PropReturns. So tell me, I want to start off with understanding and knowing how did you come about starting PropReturns?
So I've been in the real estate space for quite some time. Also been a serial entrepreneur. This is what we realized is there's a huge gap in the real estate investment market. Right? It's funny that majority, you can say around 70 or 75% plus of wealth of an average Indian is in real estate. But the funny thing is people are not able to manage that wealth effectively. That is not adding to any wealth creation, that 75%. So what we realized is why that's not happening is because the Indian real estate sector is plagued by a lack of trust, transparency and data. And data is not readily accessible, available or even accurate for investors to make the right investment decisions. So there was a huge gap when you say purely in the real estate investment side, and I've always been passionate about real estate as an investment product, right? I mean, Indians love real estate, right? We just have to make
True.
More investment worthy as an asset. So that's when I realized, or when we realized there was a huge gap. We started building the platform, talking to customers, talking to investors, and slowly and steadily a platform came out of a traditional investor relation role. And we have been able to build the best technology in-house. So we basically added a layer of tech to the investor relation, providing investors with the right assets, right proposals across India to invest into. And that's how PropReturns started. We were just solving a problem which I think investors face, real estate investors face. Especially
amazing,
I think lack of data. So that's how we started, pretty much. And now we are currently the largest real estate investment marketplace online in India. And we're learning things every day. And
amazing,
talking to investors, customers every day.
Sounds amazing. Really cool. Personally, I have browsed the platform and everything, and I love the way everything is data backed and so much more research than anywhere else you can find it, right? So, going by the theme of the talk, the discussion that we're having, I would want to basically focus on the marketing side, of marketing perspective of how your experience in real estate has helped you market your product better.
Correct.
And any startups and all startups go through this journey of figuring out the right marketing channel for them, right? So how did you go about it, and how did the experience in real estate help you in doing that?
Sure. So something very insightful is that if you have to market your product, especially in real estate, you have to be completely transparent. And I think slowly in India things are moving more towards the transparent side, dealing in real estate. Because if you see real estate as an asset class, it's a huge asset class. But it's a huge asset class, right? But there are in a way you can say it's not very organized, the entire sector. So I say from marketing or even displaying our product to our investors, we make sure that pretty much everything is very, super simple and transparent for an investor or a real estate investor to make a data-backed decision. So we put everything upfront on the platform. If you go on PropReturns.com, you will see every property backed by detailed financial analysis data. And numbers speak, data speaks, right? You don't have to sell a product if the numbers sell it. Well, right? So I think we focused on that a lot. That is something which we stand on, right? The transparency aspect, the data aspect, and obviously, the second thing which we usually, really believe in is providing variety, right? To investors, real estate investors, you have to provide them multiple asset classes, multiple properties across India, which we can pick and choose from, and curate those options, right? You can't get only focused on, let's say, Bombay, like an office space only in Bombay and only in Andheri, for example. You need to give them more options. So I think options, right? Transparency, and I think third most important, what we've learned is, I feel the entire customer experience, just adding value to their life. I think that you don't need to sell yourself if you're adding value. So the entire, on our platform, we're an end-to-end investment platform, right? Right from you coming on the platform looking for something for investment till the end, buying the property, helping you service, site visits, negotiation, deal flow, paperwork, everything, right? So you have to go outside the ecosystem. That's where the value is. So that's where, from a marketing perspective, that's what these three core values which we believe from day one.
Nice, cool. One thing I've been wondering, like your investors or people, your clients, the people who invest on your platform are very different from the usual folks that are basically targeted by real estate developers and real estate stakeholders, right? So which marketing, have you done the marketing similar to what the other real estate stakeholders do in terms of print, radio and stuff, or have you focused purely on digital, more like a startup kind of a thing, right? Because startups focus more on digital marketing. So what has been your play in this?
So we focus a lot on, obviously, performance marketing, digital marketing, right? And online, but online is the way to be, right? Not much offline marketing is what we do. We're targeting investors across India. So mainly I would say as a startup, we look at all kinds of marketing, right? Digital marketing, obviously PR, right? SEO. Where is organic? Organic has been a huge, organic reach has been huge for us because the segment which we're targeting, right? It's a huge, this ecosystem, this community of real estate investors, the referral network is very, very strong. So that's what we target. We've seen that organic reach, especially for us at PropReturns, our organic reach is really powerful because we're able to add value to real estate investors across India. So we follow all different kinds of marketing plans, marketing channels. I would say most effectively what we really believe in is adding value and getting that organic reach or referrals, basically.
Okay. So if I can just combine your two answers, I think the way you are doing it, expanding the organic reach and everything is kind of the future that I guess real estate is also going in the direction of, right? Because in the past few years, especially in the last decade, we have seen a lot of branding play coming in and a value proposition being projected. And as you mentioned rightfully in the beginning of your answer for the last question, that transparency and the value proposition in terms of options and other things really add value to the proposition that has been promoted, right? So amazing. Thank you so much for that answer. What do you think? So what has been the most interesting marketing play? Like, for example, for you to find the right investors, apart from the referral strategy and everything, in terms of digital marketing, what would you say has been your most impressive or disruptive marketing strategy or marketing play that really worked?
So we run a lot of marketing strategies in our company, right?
Yeah.
One thing, I wouldn't say something specific as such, but one
Yeah.
thing which we learned is you have to continuously adapt, right?
Mhm.
To the behavior of the customer. So
Yeah.
if for example, it's pretty simple. Like, let's say year end is coming, right? March.
Yeah.
So it's mainly investors are looking to save, capital gains tax, or
Okay.
there are different reasons year round that in March it's mainly for capital gains, or maybe in April it's some festival which is coming up. So you
Yeah.
have to continuously adapt yourselves. There has not been
Yeah.
any disruptive strategy as such, because we rely on lots and lots of channels,
Yeah.
lots of marketing employees,
Yeah.
right? So there's nothing disruptive as such, but you have to focus and diversify your efforts everywhere, because you don't know what clicks and what doesn't.
Yeah.
In marketing,
True.
especially.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah. So recently, you since you have been in real estate for such a long time, you might have noticed that data analytics has come into play a lot more as compared to what it used to earlier, right? And since you're a prop tech startup, very closely related to how real estate has operated over time, what kind of metrics do you deploy in your organization to track whether things are going in the right direction or not? Basically, what I wanted to know was, as you might have observed in the past decade, right, data analytics has become huge in real estate. Previously, it was much more gut driven. Now it is much more data driven, right? So you being at the forefront as a prop tech startup of this revolution, what metrics do you recommend real estate developers, and what metrics do you use in your organization that will help you track the conversions and where the spends are being made?
Being a end-to-end real estate investment platform, something which we really track, obviously the traditional KPIs which every real estate company tracks, right? How many conversions have happened,
Yeah.
how many leads have come, right? How many leads are genuine? These
Yeah.
are obviously traditional, but something very different from a product perspective, like from a tech perspective. It's very important also to track, right? What are the conversations sales managers or relationship managers in our company are having with investors? How much
Okay.
time are investors spending on the platform, right?
Yeah.
On the platform, engaging with the product, because we are a tech-built company, right?
Of course.
So how
Yeah.
much time are investors spending on the platform? How much time are investors talking to our relationship managers? How much are they engaging? So these metrics are also important, other than obviously the traditional ones, right? Your
Yeah.
conversion rate, your how many leads are qualified, how many leads are interested, etc.
Yeah.
Warm, hot, So that is a traditional CRM, but other than that, there are some human touch metrics, right? Engagement, which everyone should look.
Okay.
So there are, specifically we track a lot. We've put a lot of focus on how much investors are engaging with our relationship managers as well as with the product. And obviously we, basically use tools wherein we can see what investors are doing, how they're performing or engaging with the platform. Continuously we build the product better so that it meets their needs. Being a tech-driven company, right? So you have to build and adapt. So apart from the sales side, it's also the product side which you have to look up.
True. Yeah, and one thing I was very interested in knowing about your about PropReturns and how you guys operate is, you are an end-to-end investment platform for commercial property, right? So do you also engage with, let's say, distribution channel partners or brokers in that sense to be able to get your product out?
Yeah. So no, definitely. So being a marketplace, right? We engage with every stakeholder in the real estate investment space. So these are real estate developers, right? Channel partners, real estate investors, landlords, basically sellers. We already work with 300 plus channel partners and real estate developers. So being a marketplace, right? We are able to reach volumes and scale because we built a very trustworthy community of all these stakeholders. People who trust us, people who respect us, right? Who love working with us, and we also love working with them. and the only way to build a big marketplace is by working with every stakeholder.
Yeah. Amazing, yeah. Yeah, you mentioned earlier that data analytics and obviously data analytics and research is a big part of your tech play on the commercial investment side, right? So how do you see, are you investing in artificial intelligence to be able to, let's say, match the right property to the right investor, or this is something that you're looking forward to, and what other impacts of AI do you see in your organization?
So a huge value, right, what artificial intelligence brings, especially in the real estate investment spaces, right? One, obviously you mentioned that every investor should get the right match based on his investment goals, his investment criteria, learning his income, his age, his profile, his behavior, matching it to the right property. So we will start working on that, or actually have already started working on that.
Okay, amazing.
But most importantly, currently where we use a lot of machine learning and AI tools is very important whenever you're buying a property, right? You need to understand that what can be the forecasted price of that property or forecasted rental.
Okay.
Based on past patterns. Right, and that's where artificial intelligence comes into play, right? It studies past data and basically tells you that after studying this data, studying the rate of the property, the rentals of the property, this is the expected appreciation which you can get. So I think that's a big value add, because investors in India don't have that level of data in front of them, and that's what we're able to do. Currently, we are working on this, the future expected appreciation, rental expectations. But currently, we've already rolled out, what is the right market value of that property? Not just the asking price, the market value. What are the trends of rentals in the past few years? How is the value increased in that micro market? These factors are very, very important, and that's what we focus on our platform. Right? Every property should have. Every investor should know that the property's actual market value is this. This was the last market value. These were the last transactions. What rate have transactions happened in the building? So we play a huge. We rely highly on data because our investors like to rely on data.
Of course.
So that's a bit about how we engage with data on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, and you're basically investing and building your own team to build those capabilities.
Definitely, yeah. So we have an in-house technology team. We have a CTO. We have built a very good tech team, and we're constantly building features to make any real estate investors' life super simple and just make the entire process very, very hassle-free when they want to invest in real estate.
Yeah, sounds really cool. Yeah. And how about VR? Like virtual reality has taken up quite a bit of space in real estate, like especially recently after the lockdowns, when people were not actually able to go out and physically visit the site. So how do you see virtual reality building on let's say PropReturns and the impact of it?
So huge applications. I think virtual reality, obviously, one is very, very important, especially in the residential sector compared to the commercial. Is right, site visits as well as drone shots. Right, these are very important for an investor sitting at home who does not want to see the property, or maybe wants to have a look at the entire property and then visit to save its time. Because time is of the essence right now, right? Even in commercial properties, we are able to provide a complete understanding of the property with the data, with the analytics, with the models, right, with the financials of the property, and how the micro market looks and what are the rates in the micro market before the investor even comes and visits the property. We don't want their time to be lost, because time is money for all our investors or our clients, and for us as well. So I think virtual reality will play a huge role in digitizing the entire aspect of viewing the property, right? Understanding what, if you buy a property, right, how will your furniture look like in the property, right? That is very important. That is obviously not virtual reality, but augmented reality. VR, AR applications are huge. I think a lot of companies are working on it, and we also see ourselves in working on VR tools or the applications of VR to make the entire process, very simple, very, very simple.
Okay. Do the customers, so in residential space, people do like to visit at least 2-3 times before they actually buy the property.
Correct.
How does it work in the commercial space? Is a VR view enough for people, or do they actually visit the commercial property before making a purchase?
Correct. So something about commercial property is it's not a very emotional investment, right?
Yeah.
Because commercial property investment is it's a rent yielding asset or a rent generating asset, wherein it's purely from a passive income perspective. So investors usually don't, the sales cycle is not that long. Investors don't have a very emotional or gut driven attachment because it's a very data driven investment, right? And that's where we come in. The reason why we're so strong in commercial is because we are able to provide that data, and it's not a very emotional led investment. So investors usually don't visit the property multiple times, right? Once our relationship managers give an entire understanding of the property before they actually visit the property and shortlist it. So we focus a lot visit, right? Before they actually come for the visit, just to understand what the locality looks like. Not to physically see the property that this is the because the background of the tenant, the commercial property, what are the rates there? That's something which